for a while, convinced myself for a while that like I'm not that significant, so like people would move on and forget about me. Well, not forget about me, but just kind of like learn to accept, oh, like she's gone, but like, and it's sad, but like, yeah. But then the one thing that helped me like really stay was my mom, because really she really loved me and she was really attached to me, whether for better or for worse. Like that's how she was with me, and like I couldn't abandon her. You know, that was what kept me living a lot of times when I was really suicidal, like, or really wanted to hurt myself. Like I just thought about my mom and I couldn't do it. You know, I couldn't hurt her that way, you know, because I knew that if I died, she would die. You know, like she literally could not live without me. And but that was changing. Like before, when she was like alive, like we were building a relationship and she was learning to be independent, and I was like waiting. Well, not waiting, because I knew that like once she was independent, like I could like live on my own, and like I would probably already like have stable ground and I wouldn't be as suicidal anymore. But like anytime I was in a dark place, the only thing that would keep me out of it was my mom, you know, because I couldn't leave her, you know, because I knew if I left her, she would leave too, and I couldn't do that to her. Like I just couldn't, you know. So that's what kept me going for a long time. And then when she was gone, I like have never felt the urge so strongly, like ever. Like it was like almost overpowering. Like I was almost like in a daze and like needed to do it. Like almost like when somebody is like really hungry and like they eat whatever they need to eat. Like I had planned out like suicides before and like thought about like the best ways to die, like the fastest ways or the most painful ones, depending on like how I was feeling. Like, because there are different types of like suicidal thoughts. Like some of them are kind of like guilt driven, and you kind of want to like hurt yourself and you want to give yourself the worst pain possible and leave too. And some of them you're just kind of like tired and you just like want to leave because you're so sick of the pain and like the hurt of the world that you just want to leave, and like you want to do it as soon as possible and you want to do it as painlessly as possible because the world has hurt you enough. Like you just want to be gone. So there are different types. But this was the first time that I felt it so strongly, and it didn't matter. Like I just wanted to leave. Like I needed to be gone. Like I wanted to be with my mom. Like I just couldn't deal with it. And honestly, like I don't believe in an afterlife, but I just kind of like wanted to like be gone too, like because I didn't know how I was gonna continue living without her. Like I didn't like I couldn't, like, you know, like I was so tempted because we were in a car, you know, like I was so tempted to just like open up the car and like jump out, like have some car run me over. Like I was so like beyond tempted, and I couldn't like think. Like I was just like I was so like it was bad. It was really bad. And I was just like I was like I so the only thing that helped me was the guilt, because after like I had stopped crying and I had stopped like reaching for the door and like thinking about it, like I thought about the what ifs, and like what if I did commit suicide? What if I did die? Like, do I really want to instill the pain that I'm feeling right now to those that I love? For some reason, people love me and I can't hurt them the way that I'm hurting now. Like, that's horrible. Like, I don't want to hurt somebody like that ever. Like, the whole reason that I want to be gone is because I don't want to hurt people anymore, you know? And I also don't want to hurt either, but I'm not selfish enough to hurt others because I want to not hurt anymore. Like, I don't have that in me. Like, I can't hurt people. It's just like I can't, unless it's really necessary and I need to like wake somebody up or like get them out of like something bad or like change them for the better. Like then I'll hurt them. But I hate hurting people. Like I can't stand it because I know what it's like to be alone. I know what it's like to be hurt around every single corner of your life, every single moment, every single memory, every single period of my life. There is at least some kind of pain, okay? Every single time. So I don't want to do that to people. Like, I can never do that to people. Like, I can't hurt other people just because I'm hurting. Like, that's wrong. I can't do that to somebody. Like, if I know what they feel, like, if I know what the pain is like, how can I do that to somebody else? Like, you know, like, it's not, like, I literally cannot do it. Like, I just can't. Like, it's like, nah, I can't. So, that's what kept me going and is still kind of keeping me going, because I can't leave, because if I leave, I'll hurt people as much as I'm hurting now, and this is the worst pain that I've ever felt in my life. So, like, and I'm pretty accustomed to pain. Like, I'm used to it. But, like, for somebody who's not used to pain, like, this would... Oh my god, Grandma, hello. Sorry, my grandma's concerned because I'm not eating. I don't know. I've been kind of not eating or drinking for a substantial amount of time. Like yesterday, I ate like 2 bites of a biscuit, and then I like couldn't eat the rest of the day or drink anything. So my throat is like really dry right now. I don't know how long you can go without drinking, but like it's probably not a good thing to go a long time without drinking, because your body needs water and food. And it's not like before, because before, when I used to not be able to eat, it was like because I was like anxious or like so like depressed that I lost motivation to eat, and the anxiety combined with that like made me nauseous and sick to my stomach just at the idea of eating. And if I put food in my mouth, I would legitimately throw it up or gag. Like, I couldn't handle food. But this is different. Like, this is like, I don't have hunger. I don't like have, like, it's not just that I don't have appetite. Like, I like physically don't feel hunger, or like I feel thirst, but I don't feel hunger like at all. Like, it's like the most bizarre thing, because I didn't eat hardly anything yesterday, and I haven't eaten anything at all today yet either. But I'm not hungry. I know I need to eat. Like, I'm gonna like force myself to eat. But I'm just like, I'm not hungry. So that's probably like another grieving thing that I have to push myself to do, and fight through it, because I can't hurt anybody else. You know, like, I'm done with hurting people, and I'm done with being hurt by people too. Because, like, I mean, no, that's not true. Like, I know I will always be hurt by people, because that's just what life does. But I will try to be like more independent and stand up for myself more, because I have no problem with being hurt if it's for somebody else. But like, I'm learning that I should like have a problem with being hurt like when I'm alone too. Like, I should stand up for myself more, and like I need to speak up and like not be a victim. So I'm trying, but it's really hard. Because I just have never lived for myself. And even now I can't live for myself. But I'm hoping that one day I'll be able to like love myself, that I can live for myself. But as of right now, like I can't. The only thing keeping me going is I don't want to hurt anybody else. So, kind of depressing, isn't it? But it's how life works for me, I guess. I don't know. But I'm like really excited for my aunt to come over, because I can't wait to like meet her, because I haven't met her in like a long time. And like we're gonna like spend some time together, and like we're gonna connect and like grow a relationship. And yeah, the only thing that kind of worries me is she smokes weed, which is a problem, because I don't want the house smelling like weed. Like, you know, like I don't have a problem with her smelling like weed, like, because if she smokes, she smokes. Like, I can't stop her. But there will be rules about not smoking in the condo. Like, I don't care how like much she craves a smoke, because I know how much someone can crave a smoke. Like, I've seen it. Like, my mom would get like literally like just insane, because when I was little, like, I used to hide her cigarettes, because like I didn't want her to smoke. I kind of was thinking like I could make her normal. Like, I can do this if I put away the bad stuff. And anytime I did that, like, she just went batshit insane. Like, she just didn't. You can't take somebody's, like, drug away from them when they're, like, hooked, you know? Like, and granted, nicotine and weed are, like, mild drugs, but they're still drugs. Like, you know, like, there's no rhyme or rhythm about it. Like, there's no going around it. Like, it's a drug. And you are addicted if you continuously smoke it, because it's a drug. Like, if you can't stop and you have withdrawal, like, you are addicted, my friend. Like, it's just what it is, okay? Accept and move on. Anyways, but she cannot live without her weed. I know that, but I really wish she could, but, like, she just can't, you know? Like, So, I'm not going to take her away from her because I know that will be, like, a huge breach of trust between us. Like, if it was a bigger drug, like, say it was, like, meth or, like, cocaine or, like, alcohol, then I would have a bigger problem. And I would be like, no, like, you cannot come over here. Like, I don't trust you. But since it's weed, and weed is a mild enough drug that she's somewhat lucid, even if she's on it, that I can tolerate it. I don't like it, but I can tolerate it. And I understand that, like, she's still in control. And this is like a comfort thing, you know? It's kind of like you don't rip a teddy bear away from a baby because they're going to lose their shit on you. There's the same thing with the drugs. Like, if you take somebody's drugs away from them, they're going to lose their shit on you, because she has kind of the same, like, similar mental problems or trauma that my mom has. So they both needed something to keep them grounded, or needed something in my aunt's case. And for her right now is, like, weed, which is not great. I would prefer her going through therapy, but she just can't go through therapy right now. Like, she's not, you can't force therapy on somebody. Like, they need to want it, and she doesn't want it yet. I'm hoping that someday she will, instead of going to weed, but right now she can't. So, and that's okay. Like, I'm not gonna force her progress, you know? But there's going to be stricter rules about her not smoking in the condo or around the condo. Like, she can't even smoke on the patio. Like, I'm not even going to let her smoke on the patio. She needs to, like, leave the condo. Like, go outside. Like, go downstairs if she needs to. Like, just leave the condo. Like, all of it. Like, I will not tolerate her smoking inside or on the patio of the condo, because, like, that's not okay. Like, my grandma has, like, she's 94, I think, and she, like, is missing a lung because she had tuberculosis a long time ago, and, like, they didn't have a cure back then, or they had just made a cure and it was, like, still really new, but she still lost a lung because of the tuberculosis, because the medicine wasn't made for, like, a while until she was, like, really further into her tuberculosis. And so she's missing a lung, and she's, like, really frail and old, and she cannot handle weed. Like, no, there's no way, no. And also me, like, I hate the smell of weed. Like, I cannot stand it. And I also have asthma. So, again, no, she's not going to smoke anywhere near our condo. Like, inside or on the patio, no, that's off limits. Like, if she smokes, I'm going to have to tell her, like, you need to leave. Like, which is going to be really hard, because, like, I love her a lot. And I know that, like, if I do that, she's going to, like, be really upset. But, like, she has to understand, like, this is a boundary that, like, she cannot cross. Like, I don't care how desperate she is, how much she craves it. Like, you need to leave the premises before you smoke. Like, I don't care how desperate you are. Like, you need to leave. Like, I can't have you smoking inside the condo or on the patio of the condo, because, like, that's not okay. Like, it's not okay in my book. Like, I'm not going to tolerate it. And if I have to, I'll get, like, my uncle to, like, support me and back me up and, like, not corner her, but kind of be like, I'm serious. Like, you may see me as a child still, but I am dead serious. This is a boundary that we cannot cross. I don't care how desperate you are. You are not crossing this boundary. Because if you do, I'm going to kick you out. I don't care if it's not my house. It's my grandma's house, but she's not entirely lucid. So technically, it is my house. So you have to follow my rules. And this is my one rule that I will not compromise on. You cannot smoke anywhere in this condo at all. If you do, we're doing it. Like, I love my aunt to pieces, but if she does this, like, I can't be responsible for her, you know? Like, I'm just gonna be like, I love you and I want to support you through our grief, but if you're going to cross this and you disrespect me to this level, like, I'm sorry, but, like, you have to leave. Like, I'm not going to tolerate that. Like, that's just, like, the ultimate disrespect. Like, in our time of grieving and you can't control yourself enough to smoke, like, literally, she could smoke, like, downstairs. Like, I don't have a problem with that. But, like, if she smokes, like, in or on the patio of the complex, then that's, like, no. Like, I will not tolerate that. But if she, like, leaves, like, far enough away that, like, I'm okay with it. Like, and literally, she doesn't even have to go that far. Like, she just needs to be outside of our complex. You know? Like, obviously, I don't want her smoking, like, right next to our front door. But, like, she needs to leave far enough, like, that I can't, like, it's not gonna, like, infiltrate our condo, you know? So, that's my one rule. That I will not, like, I don't really have any other rules for the house, I guess. I don't know. I mean, other than the obvious, like, no drugs, no alcohol, like, no sex. Like, I'm not having to have sex in the fucking condo. But, she's changed a lot. So, hopefully, none of that happens. But again, I don't fully trust her. I love her, but love and trust are not the same thing. They're very different, okay? Like, I have loved a lot of people, but I have not trusted a lot of people. Like, I can count how many people I've trusted. And there's only one person that I fully trust in this world, and that is my uncle. So, yeah, no. Like, no. I don't, it takes a lot for me to trust somebody. Like, a lot, okay? And even then, like, you have to, like, I don't know, like, it's just hard for me to trust people. I can't. It's, like, incredibly difficult, like, because I've just been hurt so much, you know? Like, I've been so, like, my whole life, I've had to, like, do my own shit or do shit for other people because I never got shit, you know? Like, I never got anything other than love. So, I had to do it all, you know? And because of that, like, I have trust issues. I have major trust issues, okay? But it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay. Yeah. But it's going to be really hard. But I'm still fighting because I need to live for the people that I love because I don't want to hurt them. So, and hopefully someday I'll be able to live for myself, but right now it's for the people that I love. Because I can't do it on my own. They literally, I was so broken in the hotel, and I just, like, didn't know what to do, and then I texted my friends, and they, like, showed, like, unbelievable support for me, and they literally, like, it was, like, because of their love for me, and because of my love for them, like, it, like, helped. Like, the pain lessened, and, like, I felt better, and, like, it gave me strength, and that's the power of, like, love. Like, it can heal anything, you know? Like, it's insane how much, like, true love can change and help somebody. And, like, I want to share that. Like, I want to continue living with true love, you know? And so I need to keep living for them and me in the future, hopefully, if I can love myself. It's gonna be really hard, but, like, I'm gonna try. Even if I don't love myself until I'm, like, literally on my deathbed, I'm gonna try and love myself as much as possible. Like, I'm trying. Oh my god. I've literally been recording for, like, almost an hour. Well, that's a lot. That's a lot of time. But I mean, it's a lot of stuff to talk about. You know, it's a lot. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But, Oh my god. And my uncle and I had like an amazing moment or moments together last night, because my dad, like I said, he doesn't empathize, he doesn't understand, and that's okay. As long as, like, I don't have interaction with him, like, I'll be okay with that. Like, you know, like, him there physically, like, hurts more than helps, you know? So, because he's not there, like, emotionally or mentally at all. Like, he doesn't know, like, comprehension or understanding or love. So, him there physically is, like, a slap in the face and, like, a punch in the gut, because it's, like, everything that I've wanted since I was a little girl. And it's, like, when I was a pathological liar, like, he was the only normal thing in my life. Except he's not normal. But, I mean, there is no normal. But, like, I'm just saying, like, compared to, like, the obviously, like, the neglect and abuse and, like, the bullying and the, like, hurt that I was going through, like, he was the only thing that was, like, stable in my life, because he was always the same. He was always, like, laughing and having fun, and we always did fun things together. And so, all of my lies derived from what I wished for, and I thought that, like, if I lived with him, I would, like, have that all the time, you know? And I thought, like, he was my hero because he's gonna save me, but it turns out that he's not. He's not even close. But, because of that, like, anytime I see him, I just see that little girl, like, looking up at him and, like, thinking that, you know? And it hurts because that little girl was so lost and just wanted someone to love her and support her. And she never got it. You know, she never got it until now. And I'm 17, almost 18, so, like, I'm not a little girl anymore. And it's too late to go back. And he's a symbol of that, and it, like, physically hurts to, like, be near him, because I know that he can never give me what I need. And he just stands for everything that I was forsaken of and, like, didn't get in life. And, like, I know he's not aware of it. Like, he's just, like, a clueless, like, empty shell of a person. Like, but what he represented when I was a little kid is just, like, it hurts too much. And it hurts to know that he can never be there for me, you know? Like, he just won't be. It, like, physically hurts to be near him. So, I can't, you know? But, so, when we finally, like, got back from Arizona and we got into the Sacramento area, he, and by the way, when we drove by Ripon, my old town that I used to live in, he said, hey, you want to go to Ripon and, like, check on your grandparents? And I was like, no. Like, I hate that town. Like, that town, every single place that I've lived in, I've been bullied or hurt in some way, but that town was undoubtedly the worst. Like, it was so broken, but they, like, were so fake. Like, they acted like they were, like, these great Samaritan people, Christians, whatever. They did charities and they did all of this. But I was in that school for 3 to 4 years, I think, almost. And they saw my progression from, like, a somewhat normal / like, healthy child to, like, a girl who, like, was clearly neglected and clearly abused and clearly hurt, and all they did was the kid I almost said children, but then I started saying kids and then it came out as chids. The children would bully me because, like, they didn't like it. I was not a pristine Christian child. I was a weird, neglected, abused, gay kid who, like, was really confused and didn't know what the fuck to do, and hurt and craved love, you know? And they didn't know what to do with me, so they hurt me. And they didn't physically abuse me, but they sure as the hell did verbally abuse me every chance they could get. Or the people that wouldn't verbally abuse me ignored me. Like, I was like Miss Outcast. Like, nobody liked me, which I was used to, but not on this level. Like, before, I used to at least have like 1 or 2 friends. For at least 2.5 to 3 years there, like, I didn't have anybody. Like, at all. Like, the entire school was against me. Like, I got spit on by people. Like, I got hit by a backpack one time. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, ridiculous. Like, and the staff did nothing either. Like, they did nothing. Nothing. Like, you'd think they'd at least call CPS or do anything. No, like, they did nothing at all. The entire town didn't care. And I just, like, will never be able to forget that, you know? And the only people that I actually truly connected with were like me. They were outcasts. One of them was goth, and one of them was black, and then one of them had, like, buck teeth, and the other one was, like, a bookworm. And all... Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm 5. So, all 5 of us were, like, outsiders. And we all kind of, like, bonded together and were like, fuck this school. But even when I was, like, with them and, like, I felt their friendship, I still never trusted them fully. And, like, I didn't know how to be, like, a real friend because I had never had any real friends before. Because before, I'd always either been alone at school or, like, had somewhat acquaintances. And they were mostly just kind of, like, loners like me. And they kind of just, like, we would sit together at lunch and, like, have semi-conversations. Like, we would say, like, offhanded comments like, the weather's nice. And then awkward silence. And then another random phrase. And then awkward silence. Like, it wasn't, like, friendship. So, and we just kind of sat next to each other because, like, we were too embarrassed to, like, sit alone. So, like, yeah. But we never, like, I never actually, like, had any, like, friends, you know? Like, I just didn't. And then with them, I did. And I just, like, didn't know how to handle it. So, like, I tried to, like, keep up our friendship by, like, lying to them and, like, trying to pretend that I was okay because I thought that I didn't deserve them. And I was, like, so grateful for them that I was like, oh my God, I have to, like, keep their interpretation of me and, like, keep their vision of me alive because they must love me because they don't know me. So I have to keep that up. Like, they don't know me, so they can never know me. They can never know my problems because, like, they'll not love me or they'll not care for me if they don't. And, like, it just became, like, a vicious, like, sick, like, thing. You know, even though, like, I truly cared for them as friends, but I was so afraid of losing them, like, that I just constantly lied to them, you know? And, I constantly lied to everybody, but they were the only people that I truly felt, like, guilt about lying to. So, like, it was just really hard. And then finally, like, in 8th grade, that year was, like, really the worst and best. Because it was when my mom, like, went full catatonic. And, like, instead of just, like, just somewhat being there, and, like, she was just completely gone. Like, not there. And then the only time that she was there was if I was leaving the house without telling her what I was doing. Like, she would lose her shit. Or if I was talking to somebody and, like, I happened to mention her name, she got all paranoid and thought I was talking to CPS, and, like, she just... That was when her physical abuse, like, got really, like, bad. Because before, like, her physical abuse was just kind of, like, manhandling. Like, you know, like, gripping me and, like, telling me not to do something. And sometimes it would leave a bruise, but it wasn't that bad. This was when it was, like, insane. Like, she would corner me and, like, sit on me and, like, I know it wasn't her, you know, because, like, whenever she was having an episode, like, her eyes were different, like, you know, like, it wasn't her, you know, but she was just, like, it was kind of like me with my friends. Like, I was so terrified of losing them that I lied to them, and she was so terrified of losing me that she reacted violently, and she wanted to keep me with her, so she, like, forced me to fear her, and, like, stay with her, and, like, Yeah. But so like 8th grade was really bad. And it got so bad that like my friends at the time, like, they noticed and they were like, this is really bad. Like, and they started like approaching me with like small little questions like, why don't you like shower? Like, you kind of smell. Like, no offense, love you, but like, you kind of smell. And like, why do you always wear the same clothes every day? Like, blah 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 blah. And slowly I started opening up to them. And then finally, but I still never opened up to them about the physical abuse or the verbal abuse. I just told them that like my mom neglected me and it was pretty bad and the house was pretty bad, but like it was nothing that I couldn't handle and it was nothing that I couldn't fix and it was okay. And then but you could tell that they knew something like more was coming, you know. Um and finally, like on 8th grade graduation day, like my mom completely lost her shit because and when I started talking to them and confiding in them and like actually like building up like a real relationship instead of just the appreciation and like love that I had for them, because like I had that, but I didn't really trust them, you know. Like I was kind of just waiting for them to leave me and to protect that. And like because I was afraid of them leaving me, like I lied, you know. But when I finally started being honest and opening up to them like a little bit, like I started having hope again. And for a long time, like I had been feeling like numb, you know. Like I don't really remember when it started, but like I was just gone. I think that's why a lot of like my memories like are either like empty or like blank or they're like, I don't know, like they're just different, you know, or sometimes they're just like pain, you know. And that's why it's so hard to like remember good things, you know. It's like really hard. But but when I finally started opening up to them, like I started feeling again, which was almost worse because like when they weren't around me and I wasn't secure, like I got hurt even more so by the bullies and like the neglect of the staff. And I got hurt worse by my mom's words too and my mom's neglect. But like it almost felt good to feel it because like I had always been like, I don't know, like I hated feeling more, but I also like loved it because I was like, oh my gosh, like I can, like, cause I don't know, like the numb was nice because like I wasn't as affected by things, but I didn't feel like human. I kind of just felt like a zombie or like a doll, and like I felt even more disconnected with like reality and like people. So the numbness was good for protection, but it wasn't good for connecting with people, you know? Like I just like I felt lost, you know, and I felt like empty. And